Okay, I will start my brake test by making sure my parking and trailer brake are applied. My transmission's in neutral. I will press in the clutch and turn the key to the on position. As I do, I see my ABS light turn on, then off. I will turn the key to perform a safe start. As I do, I see my gauges start to rise toward normal levels. My temperature gauge and my oil pressure gauge are both rising to normal level, and my battery is charging at 14 volts, which is normal for this truck. For all my tests today, I'll be using the primary air pressure gauge, which is this one here. My first test is my low air warning alarm test. For this test, I will continuously pump down my brakes until a buzzer sounds and a light comes on. This should happen between 55 and 75 psi. When the buzzer comes on, I will give you a reading. I'll continuously pump down my brakes until the buzzer comes on. Okay, my lower warning alarm light and buzzer came on at 62 psi. Since it came on within range, this test is successful. My second test is my cutout test. Cutout occurs when my air tanks are full and my needle stops rising. This must occur at 140 psi maximum, and it's already in progress. When the needle stops rising, I'll give you a reading. I will now accelerate to speed up the process. Cutout has occurred at 130 psi. I know this because my needle stopped rising. Since it did not exceed 140 psi, this test is successful. My third test is my cut-in test. For my cut-in test, I will pump down my brakes once, wait 10 to 12 seconds to see if the needle starts to rise. If it does not, I will repeat the process. The needle must start to rise before it falls below 100 psi. When the needle does start to rise, I'll give you a reading. The needle has not started to rise. I will repeat the process. I can accelerate to speed up the process, and as I do, I see at exactly 105 psi the needle started to rise. Since it did not fall below 100, this test is also successful. I will now finish filling my tanks before I start my fourth test, which is my applied leakage test. Okay, my tanks are full, so I will start my applied leakage test. For this test, I will put my transmission in a low forward gear. I will turn off the engine, but then turn the key on to the on position and release my parking and trailer brake. I will then apply my service brake and wait for the needle to stabilize. After the needle stabilizes, I'll give you a reading. I will then start my timer for 1 minute. After 1 minute, I'll give you another reading. And I should not have lost more than 4 psi within that 1 minute for a combination vehicle such as this. I'm waiting for needle to stabilize still. Okay, the needle has stabilized at 95 psi. I will start my minute. Okay, it has been 1 minute and my gauge reads 93 psi. Therefore, I've lost only 2 psi. Since I did not lose more than 4 psi, this test is also successful. For my 5th test, I will do my spring brake pop-out test. For this test, I will continuously pump down the service brake until both my parking and trailer brake valves pop out and engage. This should happen between 20 and 45 psi. When each valve pops out, I will stop and give you a reading. That will be it. Okay, both my parking and trailer brake valves popped out at 32 psi. Since it was within range, this test is successful. Now I will restart my engine to refill my tanks. Both the parking and trailer brakes are applied. I'll put the transmission in neutral, press in the clutch, perform a safe start, and rebuild my air pressure. As my air pressure is rebuilding, I will do an in-cab inspection. I will start with my fender and door mirrors. They are securely mounted, not cracked or broken, clean, free of debris, and adjusted for me. I will check my windshield wiper arms and blades. They are securely mounted, in good working condition, and my washer fluid is filled and working as well. My windshield is not cracked or broken. It's clean, it's free of debris, and it has no illegal stickers. The rubber seal around my windshield is intact, in good condition, and not leaking. My visors are functioning properly. They're securely mounted with no screws or bolts missing, and they are working properly. My dashboard is clean and free of debris. There's nothing that could obstruct my view in any way. I'll check all my gauges are rising to normal levels or at normal levels. I'll turn on my headlights and check that my low beams are working. My high beams are working. My left turn signal, my right turn signal are both working, as well as my four-way flashers. They're all working. My steering wheel has no more than 2 inches or 10% of free play and is secure and working properly. My horns are working. This is my city horn and my country horn. They're both working properly. My windows roll up and down properly. I will check my brake valves. My parking brake and trailer brake valves are securely mounted, in good condition. They're functioning properly and not leaking. My trailer brake handle is securely mounted and it is working properly. My heater and defroster are working properly. I could feel the defrost coming out and it is hot, so it's in good working condition. I will check my shifter. My shift tower is in good condition. My high-low selector is functioning properly and it's not leaking. The shift tower is not bent, cracked, or broken, and the rubber boot is intact all the way to the floor with no cuts or holes, in good condition. My floorboards are clean and free of debris. There's nothing that can roll under my pedals. My pedals are in good working condition. My accelerator pedal, my service brake, and my clutch are all working properly. My clutch has no more than 2 inches of free play. My seat frame is securely bolted to the floor with no bolts missing. It's in good condition. My seat is adjusted for me, and my seat cushion is securely bolted to the seat frame. It's in good working condition. My seat belt is bolted to the cab and also to the seat frame. My seat belt is latched in place and secure. My seat belt material has no cuts or frays or excessive wear. It's in good condition. Okay. So my final test will be my tug test. For my tug test, I will put the transmission in a low forward gear. I will first release my parking brake, leaving my trailer brake on. With the transmission in gear, I will slightly release my clutch so that I'm tugging my trailer forward to ensure that the trailer brake is working properly. I tugged and the trailer brake is working properly. It held me back. I will now apply my parking brake and release my trailer brake. I will again tug forward, this time to ensure that my parking brake is working properly. My parking brake held us back as well. It's working properly. I will now release both brakes and drive forward slowly and press on my service pedal to ensure that my service pedal is working and will hold me back. My service brake is working